It's Monday. We only did 30 minutes today, and we really should go. In that 30 minutes, reordered my entire opening to my story. I'm gonna go ahead and head to work, and I will see you guys soon. Hi you guys. So I had to take you guys with me today because I am behind schedule, but good news. So I didn't think I would get to write today because I stayed up late. I had to, it's a long story, but I ended up frying some fish, ate dinner late, and so then I was like, okay, I'm going to bed late, so I'll probably need to sleep in, so I probably won't get a chance to write. That's what I was thinking. And then, but then I decided, okay, maybe I'll write tonight before I go to bed. I'll just push at least 30 minutes to an hour, and then, you know, we'll just have added to this day instead of waiting until the next day. And then I sit down at the computer, everything loaded up, and I go to write, and then the computer is my TV, so it's huge and it's bright, and basically I decide I'm not going to write because I don't want to be looking at this size screen this close for this long and then trying to go to bed. That's not a good combination. So I cut that off and I read for 20 freaking minutes, and I was so happy because I was like, okay, now I'm going to bed a little earlier, but I'm doing something that I've been wanting to do more of. And normally I don't like to read before bed because I don't want to train my brain to think we're going to read and then we're going to go to bed. I want my brain, like, I don't want to be falling asleep while I'm reading because that is an issue that I had a lot in my life. But I do read in a different physical orientation than when I go to sleep, so I think that helped. But I read for 20 minutes. It was great. I got a lot done. By the time I get up today, it is later than normal. However, is it really? Because like I said the other day, I think in my last video, I got up early and then I took a shower and I got back in the bed. So it was really kind of the same time when I got up. I did everything that I wanted to do except eat, but I ate dinner, so that's fine. I ended up in front of my computer with an hour till I needed to leave, and I was hoping to write for that full hour because I was ready. There was like 2 more things that I needed to do, very short things. And I was like, I'll just wait until I get close to an hour and I'll leave a little bit late. So I planned to leave a little late. And I ended up getting exactly 45 minutes. So I ended up getting an idea as I was finishing my writing for another short that I could do. I was just like, oh, I'm so glad I got my video up. Even though nobody watches those, they do watch my shorts. But the accountability, like if it wasn't for these accountability videos, I don't know who's watching, okay? I don't know if anybody's watching. But the accountability videos that I've been making on YouTube, if you're seeing this on Instagram, they're the reason why I read for 20 minutes before I went to bed. It's the reason why I got up today and still wrote even 45 minutes. If it wasn't for having to be accountable in these videos to no one but myself, even if it's to no one but myself, that's why I do it. It doesn't matter if anybody's watching. I'm watching. I hope you're watching so you can see that it's not always the easiest thing to do, but I'm still doing it. Even if all I get is 45 minutes, that's enough to make me feel better than 0 minutes. And I wouldn't have had it if not for these accountability videos. So if you are watching, first of all, shout out to you. Thank you. But also, hopefully you're getting something back every time you do watch. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Okay, so today, I hate to say it, we only got 25 minutes of writing, but on the other hand, I'm like, we got 25 minutes of writing because the way it started today was more of an impulse. I was getting ready, I had meditated, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to write. I look over at the computer, like I was feeling better because I meditated and I was listening to my video. But I had already heard the video. I couldn't get out of bed though, which is normally I listen to the video while I get dressed. That did not work out today. So, because I stayed up late, so tea on that. But I'm listening to my video and for the second time while I'm getting dressed, and I look over at the screen screen and I see something that I didn't really know what I was going to do with before, but I was going to try again today. And so I look at it and it spirals out into something else. So basically a note for book 2 that is just like, hey, remember that this is a thing, kind of thing. It spiraled out into something bigger than I expected it was going to be for book 3 and possibly into book 4. So I'm super excited for it because I'm like, even if it doesn't turn into anything major in the long run, when it is said or done, when it's brought up to the cast, the whole coven, it's gonna, and the reader, it's gonna be like, oh snap, you know what I mean? So it was one of those cool moments. I gotta put this down so I can get my lips on for the day. Yeah. Oh, and I had an impulse to grab these today, speaking of impulses and intuition. So these are some tarot cards that I got from, shout out to the Bookish Pixie who got me this tarot deck for Yule. Like, they went to a Yule party, got this lovely tarot deck. It's a miniature deck in here and book in here. I would open it, but I really should go. And my sage bundles are still in here. I'm slow to use things, but I have used these cards before, and I just kind of want to preserve the memory of receiving a gift from a reader. Like, that was such a big deal for me. And like I said, I have not forgotten about you at all. I know exactly what to do for you. I'm not going to say it here because I feel like that would spoil the fun. So just know that I haven't forgotten you and I'm thinking about you. So I remember what we talked about and I'm on it. I'm on it all. So that was another burst of inspiration for today. Today is very inspiring, and I think that's why I'm okay with the fact that we only wrote 25 minutes today. I need to go slower with my lip gloss. Back to what I was saying. So I got this inspiration for a video to do yesterday. I got the footage for it. So I'm going to record that because I wanted to sleep on it, get this right, because it could go really well. It could pop off. It could be nothing. It could be everything. So I'm going to manifest like it's going to be everything. And even if not, it's super inspiring. And that like thinking about that this rising made me think of another video idea that I'm like, duh, why haven't I done that? And that one is for sure to pop off. So I just have to play this just right. But yeah, so I'm not going to tell you about that right now. But if I finish that before I finish editing this video, which is the plan to do them all together, then yeah, I guess maybe I'll put that at the end for you to see, or I'll make sure it pops up as a suggested video after this or in the middle of this, probably at the end though. So yeah, I'm plotting on a lot of things. And writing today, I was like, if I do 25 minutes, that feels like I'm tithing myself over, however you say it. I'm helping myself feel satisfied enough today to get through tomorrow and the rest of these days ahead. So yes, so I do want to, like, I'm hungry for the writing and I just need to maintain that for Saturday and Sunday. And I think the way that I do that is because I always have to go to work after. So I'm like, okay, well, this is my only time to write, so I'm going to write. Versus on the weekends, I'm like, I have all day. I'll make sure to get it in. And then I get like an hour to 2 hours max. So I think I want to do that a little differently this weekend. And that's usually what my plan is, but I want it to feel right. So if I go to bed earlier, intentionally so, then I'll have better luck on Saturday getting out of bed and doing the work early, especially if I have plans later in the day. You remember I went to the library with my friend and I also wrote. So yeah, maybe I'll plan something just to get writing done. I was thinking about doing something anyway, so maybe not, because that one would be bigger and further than going to the library near where I work. So yeah, I'm headed into work now. I'll be there in about an hour. Yesterday I ran into traffic, so even though I'm leaving, it was traffic because there was a car accident. So today I'm manifesting a much smoother, clearer ride, and if I want to beat the buses, it's time for me to go. So see you later. Today is Thursday. Last night I had a dinner with basically the person who works the closest with me physically, and the woman from the other office who's been teaching me has been around teaching as well. That was our final day, so we had a dinner to wrap it up. So I got home later. which is fine. I still ended up writing today for 38 minutes, and it was a fly 38 minutes because something that I knew I was gonna do ended up being something that I didn't know I was gonna do like that, and that's tea. I'm excited to write more in the days ahead. The outfits have been outfitting, and I haven't made a fashion video or show the full body in the longest time. Maybe tomorrow since I'll be at work with myself, but otherwise I probably won't. But if you are interested in some of my older fashion videos, you haven't seen those, check those out on my Instagram, same name, at Peace Love Robbie. Yeah, so really great writing day, just like not as far as the time, but as far as how it felt and what I got through. I went back to some of the places that I was stuck, and now that I'm a little further ahead, I'm like, okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do with this and where I'm gonna put it, and it's spiraling. Sorry, I accidentally stopped the video, but yeah. Everything that I've been doing is spiraling out into some later places in the book, and yesterday it spiraled out into later stages in the series. I am running late because even though I wrote for 30 minutes, like I had a hard time stopping. I meant to do like 15 and then stop and do a couple things and come back for another 15 at least. But no, we did all 30 and then some, and now it's time to go. So hopefully that's everything I wanted to say, but I'll see you guys soon. So today was a total of 32 minutes. I don't remember the seconds of writing. It was pretty good. I definitely was feeling stuck again, but the attitude was good enough to have me like, I can do this. No, I can do this. I can find something I can place. A couple things got deleted because I was like, I'm thinking about, sorry, I'm moving the camera so much. Okay, all right. But I was like, I'm thinking about this way too much, way too specifically. Some of these sections just need to be pantsed. That's what's happening. Because it was just like, here's a note, and then here's a note that contradicts that note, and here's another note that contradicts both of those notes. So I was like, okay, so you don't know what you want to do here. And these notes feel old to me right here anyway, so we're gonna get rid of them. But yeah, that was just like a tiny section. Not really, it was like 3 paragraphs, but I did get a couple of things in place. I'm still working the order of how I'm going to divulge certain information that happened in the past. In some cases I was like, maybe that one thing that I don't want to do that I keep thinking about doing is because that's what I'm supposed to do. Showing the flashbacks basically right before they're relevant feels like an elementary device, right? On the other hand, it feels like I'm aligning with it in certain areas because it will be done tastefully. It'll keep me from info dumping. It'll keep me from telling the story in order, but from a perspective of one character that is not the main character. So I just want to avoid certain things while also coming into alignment with doing exactly those things. Because I was like, if I keep saying he's not the main character, that's another thing. If I keep saying he's not the main character, maybe he is the main character. But I don't like that. And I also didn't write it for that person to be the main character. As a matter of fact, let me think about what it was initially. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, some videos I may not even still have posted may have mentioned that, should I say? If you read Exposing Lesser Demons, Laz came from an old idea that I had. I had 2, as a matter of fact, this story idea came from 2 story ideas that I had. So if you read Exposing Lesser Demons, you know you can expect the living dead, and you can also expect witchcraft. So I had a story about zombies, I had a story about witches, and I thought, I like this one witchy character, I like these 2 characters from this zombie story, and once I figured out how they were involved with one another, I automatically knew what my story was, what my series was basically about. And then I thought about a couple of other elements, such as obviously astrology, and I thought, how could I add that element to it? And that's all I'm going to say on that note, but that is basically how I came up with my world, with my characters, and I decided, what did I decide? And with that being said, there were 3 characters, one including Laz, and there's another character. It's a witch series. Deanna is not the main character of the series, but she is a witchy individual, and she introduces us in a passive way to another witchy individual. And that individual, that third party that you have not heard of from Exposing Lesser Demons, if you read the bonus chapter, you may know who I'm referring to, but you have not met this individual. That is the actual main character of the series. And then the third character who is, and then the other character who is also from that zombie story that I took Laz from, was supposed to be the main character when it was a zombie story. Now that it's not a zombie story, but a witchy story, neither of the guys from the zombie story are the main characters. I just spoiled that it was another man. But anyway, yeah, and if you read Exposing Lesser Demons, but not just read it, but like really, really read it, you probably know who that other character is. But if you just read it lightly and gently and not paying much attention to the things that I'm saying, because everything except for the apple pie recipe is important in Exposing Lesser Demons, then you missed out. You don't know who I'm talking about. But that's okay. There are 3 people who came from those stories. One is the main character, the other is Laz, and the third person, I guess you'll figure that out later. And so I don't want to write this second book having Laz as the main character. Of course, he was arguably a main character in Exposing Lesser Demons. Although for that one book, I wanted the other individual, Deanna, to be the main character of that book. This is her time to shine. And he has some shine, sure, but he's not the main character. He's getting us to the main character. So that being said, I'm the main character, let's be honest. But so that being said, I want to show this story as to say, this main character, this person is getting us to the real main character. I was going to say this main character is getting us to the other main character, but no, this character is getting us to the main character. So I don't want to info dump his life, but I do want to show what's important to the story about his life, why we're talking about this guy in the first place. Because if that other person, Deanna, is not the main character, then that means he's not the main character. So why are we still talking about him? You know what I'm saying? He's the main character of this video. That's clear. No, I'm the main character. Look at she. Look at her. But yeah, so I love this fit. Like, I never wear it, but I'm by myself at work today. This is why I don't wear it. So yeah. So I figured I'd be modest enough to, I probably should cut that out. But I probably, I don't know. I should really get going to work. I'm the only one at work today, so I can wear whatever I want. And basically, I just was like, let's wear something that I won't need during the week. I usually test clothes out on the days where I'm there by myself. But anyway, I might need to go to the grocery store, so I should really get going. I might end up flashing back a lot in the beginning of the next story, but in the most tasteful way possible, because I'm aligning with that instead of just doing it because it's the easiest thing to do. So yeah, that's really what my point was. Maybe I'm aligning with doing the thing I said I didn't want to do, and it will keep me doing it at a minimum because I'm only trying to do it as it feels right. So in some cases, I will be telling the story in order a little bit, and then in other cases, I will be waiting until this moment is relevant, or we're prepared for this moment, or we're excited about this moment to show this flashback. Yeah. And I think that makes sense with how I've been thinking about writing the third book. And that's all I'm going to say on that, I think. Yeah. If I say something else, it would be that I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with the third book, but it has a specific reason that it is like that I'm not telling you right now. Versus this book, which is not, it doesn't have that same reason. And because it doesn't have that same reason, I was trying to avoid doing flashbacks altogether. But here we are, still talking about doing flashbacks. So I guess we're going to have some of those tastefully spread throughout at least the beginning of it. I was going to say exposing lesser demons, fortunately, but for some reason I was going to, like, it was because I was, like, about to say the title to y'all, which I'm not doing. So stop asking. Okay, I'll see you guys later.